Oh, hello. You've just caught me trimming up my Buddleia Buddleii. Welcome back to Gardener's World. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. It's autumn time, and to me, to many of us gardeners, that's probably the most busiest time, the most busiest season of the year. Now, as we move into this new season on Gardener's World, it's time to see what's on the show this week. Thanks, Steve Dog. Well, first of all, we're going to have plenty of information about pruning your shrubs from our pruning expert. That'll be Monty Dog. That's that guy over there, of course. Who's this over here? Yep, you guessed it. That is our friend Titch Marshmallow. Titch Marshmallow. Titch is our resident rose expert, and Titch is going to teach us how to prune roses on today's show. And finally, who's that guy over there? Yep, it's Dave the Shrub. Dave the Shrub's going to have some jobs for the weekend, folks, for you to get on with this weekend. But let's get straight onto it as we move in to Gardener's World. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. Now, I am also going to prune some Buddleia. Now, what you'll notice here with the Buddleia, folks, sitting at home, is these Buddleia, let's turn the camera around, these Buddleia have gone over now. So what we need to do, we need to cut the Buddleia back in an appropriate manner. This is, of course, Buddleius, and this is called Purple Sensation. What we need to do with Buddleius Purple Sensation is trim it back at an appropriate location. I'll show you right now. Let's turn that camera around. As many of you will know, the Buddleia can become quite vivacious, and therefore what you need to do with plants of a vivacious manner is cut them back quite vivaciously. So I'm going to cut this one in there like that, and I'm going to cut this one here right in there. I'd recommend cutting that Buddleius Purple Sensation right back to about a foot. That's about 8 inches, maybe 12 inches to your eye from the ground, and that will promote new buds shooting in the spring and a whole new raft of foliage and flowers into next season. So I think that's enough of that one. Let's get back over to Steve Dog and see if Steve Dog's got some pruning tips. Steve Dog. Thanks, Monty. Now I've got this here yellow flowering. This is called Varieganus variegaeni, and this is actually called Yellow Sensation. And what I'm going to do with this plant, because it's getting a bit vivacious, is I'm going to prune this at an appropriate level, just like this. And I'm going to bring that one back almost in a topiary kind of way. What that'll do is give me shape and structure into the new season. Anyway, it's been great showing you guys some pruning tips and hints. But now, the one thing we do really have to prune this time of year are our roses. So let's get over to Titch Marshmallow in the rose garden and let Titch show you and I how to prune those roses at the end of this season and prepare us for a new season on Gardener's World. Titch. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. Now, Here in the rose garden we have some roses that have grown very, very well through the summer, but at this stage of the season they're getting almost vivacious. So what we need to do is prune them back so they can regroup and then give us some great foliage, structure and flowers into the new season. So let's turn that camera around and show you exactly how to prune these roses. So here you go folks, this is the centre of the rose, but what we need to make sure is that we can get air flowing through the middle part. So we're going to trim this in a crown formation. So we're going to take off any foliage that might hinder that from happening from the middle. And also there's some other, what we call here, these are called long bits. We need to take off long bits as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prune that one into there, just like that. That one into there, just like that. That one there is going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one there is going to get pruned into there, just like that. This one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. This one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into there, just like that. That one's going to get pruned into, you're not going to believe this, there, just like that. That one there is going to get pruned into there, just like that. And that one there is going to get pruned. That one's going to get pruned actually, believe it or not, down to there, just like that. And I'm going to actually prune that one there, in there, because there's some dead growth there. In there, just like that, and that, and a little bit like that, and that, and like that. That's dead, so we'll go like that. That's a bit of bamboo, so we're not going to touch that. So I think you'll find that was as easy as that. That rose now will have more structure, create more foliage and lovely flowers as we go into the new season. Back to you, Steve Dog. Thank you for that, Titch. Do you know, viewers, there's nothing more than I like than to sit next to and in amongst this is actually called Rosero roseri, and this is called Red Sensation. That's right, Rosero Red Sensation, Rosero roseri, Red Sensation. These here are actually the same as is this one here, and these flowers flower at this time of year, and they look great and add interest into the garden through autumn time, which is what I think is probably the busiest time of the year. Japanese anemone and anemone, and this here variety is called, so have a good close look at that. That's Pink Sensation. Flowers at this time of year, giving these beautiful pink flowers with these what we call yellow highlights in a very beautiful way at this time of year. I think you will agree. They're quite beautiful, but you have to be mindful of these because they can become quite vivacious, and that means that they're going to spread as they will, and we need to make sure they spread as we want them to. So anyway, let's get over to Dave the Shrub to see what Dave has got to say for some jobs for the weekend. But first, let's have a quick look around the garden and then we'll go over to Dave.
Thanks, Steve Dog. Make sure you prune your roses just like that this weekend. Back to you, Steve Dog.
Thanks for that, Dave. I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thanks for tuning in for this autumn special on Gardeners World. And just before we go, just remember this autumn. As I look and enjoy the plants that are now going over in the late, almost autumn type weather, it's time to reflect and look forward to the new year, but also remember some of the beauty we've seen this year. And remember this, when you're pruning this autumn, think with a smile on your face, because everything you do now will give us the benefit, the beauty, as we go into new season of Gardeners World.